Bienvenido a Café Espacial. Conduce y dirige el doctor Fermín Romero Vázquez. Análisis con expertos en materia sobre el futuro de la agenda espacial global, así como las diversas temáticas inherentes a la exploración espacial, los beneficios de la ciencia y la tecnología espacial para toda la sociedad y los problemas derivados de esta en términos de desarrollo para mejorar la calidad de vida en la Tierra y su potencial extensión a otros confines del universo a través de la nueva carrera espacial y el NewSpace. Café Espacial. Es momento de un café.
Hello, my dear friends. Good morning from Mexico, and to my friend Jaime Oliveira from the States. Well, this time we're going to talk about the new space eruption and its impact on the space industry. And my guest, Jaime Oliveira, before moving to the States in 1985, he worked as a computer programmer for a major bank in Brazil. His life took a significant turn when he decided to leave that path and pursue something entirely different, starting his own business outside the technology world. Yet he never lost the deep fascination with space. He had always been intrigued by the space programs around the world, which often move slowly, with many promising ideas still before reaching completion. Somewhat with a natural curious mind, he began exploring these challenges more closely. Though he is not formally trained in our space, he considers himself a citizen scientist who is self-taught and passionate about research. He dove into a wide range of subjects within the space industry, reading, learning, and constantly asking. The talk today is about new space eruption and its impact on the space industry. His enterprise is Maxsundance Space Corp, a business corporation and a business entity located in Southampton, New York, turning space into lunar resources. Maxsundance is dedicated to pioneering innovative solutions for space sustainability, to solving the growing crisis in space debris by collecting and recycling on the moon, where it can be repurposed as valuable raw materials for future lunar development. Solution: space debris collection and lunar recycling. Well, let's start with this, my dear Jaime. Could you describe us what is Maxsundance Space Corp primary mission?
Yeah, our mission is to pioneer innovative solution for space sustainability. Our primary focus is solving the growing crisis of space debris by collecting, recycling on the moon, where it can be repurposed as a valuable raw material for the future lunar development.
Right. And tell us, how does Maxsundance aim to solve the problem of space debris?
Debris collection. Using the advanced robotic and space technology, we will capture and transport debris from Earth orbit to the moon. That's our goal.
Okay. Well, and what are the three main problems identified regarding the space debris?
First, atmospheric pollution. No research found exotic metal particles on the upper atmosphere. That's related to rocket launches and re-entry of satellites. Ocean pollution. Using Point Nemo as a dumping place for space junk. And uncontrolled re-entry of space objects create collision risk with the spacecraft in flight. While the probability of strike is low, the consequences could be catastrophic. The danger exists. I'm afraid to fly.
Okay. And how does space debris impact the environment? Tell us, please.
It creates pollution. in the atmosphere and in the oceans and in the land too. Now a lot of space junk fall everywhere. I can hear the song. I don't hear the song.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
By promoting a clean orbit for a safe future of space travel, can you provide us more details about the space junk collector, circular space station, and the high altitude launch station concepts? And what are the key features and benefits?
Yeah, the space collection is to keep Earth accessible without risk to the future of space activities. Must be our priority. The circular space station. In the near future, we really need a space station with a refilling station, circular, that we can try artificial gravity, and could hold dozens of scientists and settlers before they go to the final destination, like Moon, Mars, and beyond. High altitude launch station. Research show the impact of rocket mission on the atmosphere. If we can find the way to reduce this problem by launching spacecraft closer to the stratosphere, initially use a magnetic thrust, followed by ignition of the engines, few seconds later, it could significantly minimize environmental impact.
Right. Tell us what economic risks are associated with the increasing space debris.
Well, damage to the satellites and space assets. Destroy or damage satellites for communication, GPS, weather, defense can cost hundreds of millions to replace.
Okay. What technology will Maxsundance use for debris collection?
Sorry, what was the question?
Well, yeah. What is Maxsundance's proposed revolutionary approach to space debris? Tell us, please.
Okay. Collected large parts and send them to be recycled on the moon. And the parts measuring 10 inches or smaller would be pulverized by the laser cannon attached to the space junk collector.
Okay. And what technology will Maxsundance use for collection, for debris collection?
Well, an automated spacecraft towing several closed bags unit, open each one until it's full. Releasing it to begin the journey to the moon. And the next bag goes to the position of the previous one to begin the collection process. With sensors capable to identify what is space junk, of course, to don't get anything.
Okay. And where will the collect space debris be sent for recycling? Tell us, please.
To some strategically chosen place on the moon.
Okay, excellent. So we are move forward already. Okay, what types of materials will the recycled debris be repursued into the moon?
We have tons of material floating around orbit: satellites, defunct rocket stages, abandoned spacecrafts, and much more. So solar panels, batteries, wires, metal, plastic can be all reused. And many of those materials can be melted down and used in 3D printers.
Okay. How does Maxsundance solution contribute to the circular space economy?
Well, minimize waste and maximize resource utilization throughout the life cycle of space mission and technology. By adopting a circular approach, the space sector can strive for greater sustainability.
Right. And what is the benefit of reducing dependency on Earth-based launches?
Well, encouraging in-space resource use, using lunar or asteroid materials for fuel, construction, or manufacturing, reduce the need of lifting heavy cargo from Earth.
Okay. How does Maxsundance work to protect Earth orbits?
Oh, at the moment, we can only raise awareness about the danger and great problem of space debris. We would love to have the resource to build the solution that would solve this major problem.
Right. And what role does the moon play in the future space exploration?
I think the moon should be the first step to get to Mars and beyond. We can be better prepared for space exploration by starting from the moon, because it's closer to Earth. We can learn a lot from that.
And tell us, what specific lunar infrastructure can be supported by recycled materials?
Rocky bodies can be used to reinforce habitats, for example.
Okay. And when you say the main objective at this time by Maxsundance Solutions is awareness, you talk about the common people, entrepreneurs, governments. Tell us a little bit.
I'm sorry, can you?
I said that when you talk about awareness as the main objective of Maxsundance Solutions, you are talking about the common people, the entrepreneurs, governments, or which is focused these solutions are focused.
The folks for my project, you say?
Yeah.
I wish the space agency take a look and I have a lot of contact from my connections about that. So we have talked a lot about that.
Okay.
Hope somebody they do something.
And what are the main space agencies that you think are interested in these solutions? Let's talk about you live in the US, but NASA could be one of that. But in Europe and Asia, do you have some space agencies interested in your project?
No exactly space agency, but people which work for them.
Oh.
I have NASA scientists contact me and try to learn about my idea. Even ESA, some scientists from ESA, some engineers, I have a contact with. But nothing goes farther than that, unfortunately.
Yeah, we know it's a project, and we expect to soon see some developments being used in Moon, for example. But,
it is something much about. Unfortunately, I see very little about space junk.
Exactly.
I'm here.
Yeah. If we talk about space junk, can you explain to the audience how is it composed? I mean, satellites, part of satellites. What happened with this?
What happened with the satellites?
Yeah. Well, to become a space junk, for example.
Well, they have a lifetime. So when the fuel is empty, the tank of fuel is empty, they cannot maneuver, and the batteries died. So they just stay there, and it's a risk to to shock with another satellite.
Yeah.
Create more space junk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move into a brief pause, and then we will continue talking about these important issues for humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Desde las situaciones más leves hasta las más graves, 24 horas del día, los 365 días del año donde te encuentres. ¿Sabías que en los casos de emergencia, los primeros minutos son fundamentales para preservar la vida de una persona? En casos como una parada cardíaca, problemas respiratorios graves, infartos, accidentes cerebrovasculares, entre muchas otras, la atención que recibe el paciente antes de llegar al hospital es fundamental para su salud. Y es que AMI es la empresa líder del mercado que está siempre lista para cuidar de ti y tu familia. ¿Cómo lo logramos? Contamos con una flota de ambulancias con tecnología de punta, ubicadas en puntos estratégicos de la ciudad para garantizar siempre una atención oportuna a tu llamado. Pero AMI es mucho más que un servicio de ambulancias. Con AMI tienes la tranquilidad de contar con un médico a domicilio siempre que lo necesites para ti, los abuelos y los más pequeños de casa. 1 de la mañana tienes fiebre y no te sientes bien, tranquilo, aquí está AMI. Nos llamas, te atendemos sin necesidad de que salgas de tu casa con mínimo estrés y sin costos adicionales. Además, los medicamentos para estabilizar tu situación de salud son gratis. Y no solo eso, con AMI cuentas con una gran variedad de servicios complementarios para tu protección y la de tu familia. Visita programada de pediatra a domicilio para tener la situación de los pequeños siempre controlada. Servicio de farmacia a domicilio, análisis de laboratorio clínico en casa, cuidados de enfermería en la comodidad de tu hogar. Y lo mejor de todo, puedes incorporarte a la cobertura de AMI a cualquier edad, sin examen médico previo, sin preexistencia y sin límite en la utilización del servicio. Los adultos mayores son bienvenidos. Además, ponemos a tu disposición un amplio directorio médico de especialistas con grandes descuentos para nuestros clientes de AMI. Queremos ofrecerte lo más valioso y sabemos que es tu salud. Por eso, AMI, protege a los tuyos ante cualquier problema de salud.
México, te quiero despierto, te anhelo vibrante, te pienso fiel, latiendo al ritmo de tu recuerdo, camino en el renacer. Corazón de maguey, corazón de maguey, 1000 mentes son más de 1000 razones buenas, la tradición, el color de la luna nueva, corazón de maguey, corazón de maguey. Yo nací en el ombligo de la luna, desde Ponatli, Huehuetle es mi son. Con 1000 mentes se forma un corazón que hace de todas las naciones una.
Well, we are again with our special guest, Jaime Oliveira. We're talking about space junk and space sustainability and Maxsundance project. So, my dear friend, how does Maxsundance approach boost the space economy? Tell us, please.
Reusing material considered waste, launch a spacecraft to the edge of space, and have a space station that facilitates priority needs in space. I think that would be a boost for space economy.
Great. What does space sustainability mean in the context of Maxsundance mission?
The responsible and long-term use of our space, ensuring it can be utilized by current and future generation without compromising the safety of and health.
Yeah, what important is that you mentioned, because if we don't take measures at this time, we are compromising the future for the future generation. Okay. What are some examples of valuable raw materials that can be derived from recycled space debris?
Well, some see possibilities to turn space junk and fuel. I see some of it being used for 3D printers, which will be virtually the most important machine in the future, creating parts, tools where we will need the most.
Okay. Based on millions of pieces of space junk, does Maxsundance plan to capture all types of space junk, or there are specific targets?
Yes, capture all types to leave orbit around Earth without any risk of accidents.
Okay. About the potential of Kessler syndrome, what are the potential consequences to work with the crisis of space debris are not addressed? And please explain a little bit what is the Kessler syndrome.
The accumulation of space debris in orbit leading to a chain reaction of collisions that generate even more debris, which will be a major problem for the future of space travel.
Okay. What will happen in this same question? What will happen if, for example, the crisis gets to the top level? Do you have some idea of a possible scenario?
Well, the thing can get like Kessler syndrome. If you got to that point, we be without to leave Earth. We can leave Earth for a long, long time. So that will be a big problem for us.
Okay. In what ways does Maxsundance solution offer departure from current methods of dealing with the space debris?
We focus on reusability and sustainability. Others want to remove the problem from space, causing other problems as a consequence, like pollution, atmospheric pollution, ocean pollution, and now land pollution too, because it's too much now.
Right. How did you develop your self-taught knowledge of the aerospace industry, and what were some of the key resources you used? Tell us, please.
My passion for space exploration led me to read a lot about it and talk about it with people with vast knowledge on the field. Like all my connection is on the field, so we have a lot of conversation, have video conference, so I learn a lot from them. And I'm thankful to have all my good connections.
Great. That's good. What motivated you to focus on the issue of space debris, and what were the initial challenges in bringing the attention to this problem?
Well, around 2007, 2012, I became more interested in this problem. I didn't see any interest from space agency to address this problem. So the problem would clearly increase. That's why it brought me here, try to find a solution.
Excellent. What kind of valuable materials do you envision being repursued from space debris, and how could they be utilized in the future space endeavors?
Well, I think I commented. Everything can be reused, like for 3D printer or on habitats on the moon. All the metal, like a rocket bodies, because it's a big thing. So one rock body can be a habitat. Just one can be used for that.
Okay. When we talk about space debris, which is a huge problem for humanity, particularly talking the potential risk for space security, what do you think about the current efforts to remove space debris?
Well, about 14 concepts were created at the cost of millions of dollars, but none of them solved the problem. In fact, create more problem, pollution, and create pollution in the atmosphere and in the ocean. That's what the 14 concepts created would do.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the future of space travel, considering the growing problem of space debris?
Well, if nothing is done to solve this problem as soon as possible, I don't see much of a future. Kessler syndrome is reality in the near future. One thought that should be addressed more in the space convention or symposiums that take place every month somewhere in the world is the problem of space debris and how to solve it. But I don't see it happen.
Yeah, well, the ESA, European Space Agency, and international organizations like UN and UN couples, for example, are working on this, but there is not enough, really.
No.
So how did your experience in Brazil shape your perspective on the challenges and opportunities into aerospace industry?
Yeah, after 40 years outside of Brazil, I live in the United States for 40 years.
Oh.
And, yeah. And I have been here for the last 10 months. And unfortunately, the space program in Brazil are very behind from other countries due to the lack of investment in the sector, and there is no political will, unfortunately.
What important is political will? Not only in Brazil, in the whole world, it's a huge problem. Business is more important, so that's one of the roots of the problem. Yeah, you're right. Tell us, how do you think international collaboration can be improved to address the issue of space debris?
Yeah, like I said, this is a bit of a difficult situation at the moment because of countries that do not respect international standards. I have two, but I'm not going to mention the names.
In the current new space race and future under new space era, what is your vision for a sustainable future in space? And what role do you see your ideas playing in achieving that vision?
Well, have a clean space around Earth is a must. Minimize pollution caused by rocket launches. Have a space station with a better condition to meet the growing demand of scientific studies that must be carried out in microgravity.
Okay.
That's my vision.
Do you know some type of kind of enterprises, companies that are aware of this problem, that are close to you or close to some Maxsundance?
No.
No. That's too bad. Okay. Well, I will ask you a final reflections on this talk, my dear friend. Tell us what is for you, or what after this talk, what is for you important to reflect on this issue?
I really worry about the future. Not my future, but the next generation. We should be a multiplanetary species. And for that, we need a clean orbit around us.
Okay. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Space debris is a huge problem for humanity, for particularly talking about space agencies, governments, enterprises, and common people in the world. So let's continue working on this in important solutions like we do at this time. And
Thank you, Fred.
We will see what will happen in the next years. But,
yes.
At this time, I just want to thank you your participation in this talk, and let's continue working on this.
I'd like to thank you for the invitation, and it was very nice to meet you. I wish you all the best, Fermín.
It's my pleasure, my dear Jaime, and let's keep in touch.
Yes, definitely. You have my WhatsApp now.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean it, okay?
Thank you so much, my friend.
And all the best to you, okay?
And for my audience...